Hi everybody, welcome to Awesome April. We've had an amazing first quarter for World Mobile where we saw some very interesting announcements week after week after week. Check out these recaps from January and February and stick around for our recap of March and early April. We had some pretty high-profile coverage of World Mobile in recent weeks. First up, Bloomberg. Their article reports World Mobile's presence in Tanzania and Kenya, where it is banking on its unique approach of deploying a mix of low and high-altitude aerial platforms to get more flexibility in providing coverage, and expects to provide connectivity at a cost 12 times lower than traditional operators. While the article makes a comparison to the similar but failed Loon project by Google's parent Alphabet, it highlights that World Mobile will not only rely on high-altitude platforms, but will also use those nearer to the ground in a hybrid design that will offer greater efficiency. FinTech News Africa featured World Mobile's partnership with Coty, which will bring AdaPay to Africa, giving more access to financial tools to people in remote areas. Coty's stablecoin Djed will also be integrated into the World Mobile ecosystem. World Mobile's partnership with Coty was earlier announced in February. Business Daily Africa published a research commissioned by World Mobile. Independent research company Pure Profile surveyed professional investors responsible for some 700 billion assets under management. The report projects the African internet economy to more than double, from today's $115 billion to over $200 billion in the next 3 years. Professional investors also project strong expansion for the African internet economy, citing affordability of mobile phones as key to its growth. 25% of surveyed expect Africa's internet industry to increase by 51% in 3 years, while 75% expect affordability of mobile phones in Africa to improve over the same time period. 53% of survey participants believe that the biggest benefits from increased connectivity will be seen in healthcare, followed by e-commerce with 42% and media and entertainment with 40%. The sectors of education and finance were also mentioned by around 34% of the participants. Check out the description below for a link to this article. On March 4, a strategic collaboration between MuesliSwap and World Mobile Token was announced. World Mobile Token holders with at least 250 WMTs in their wallet enjoy discounted front-end fees of 1 ADA plus 0.035% on orders worth 120 ADA and up. As usual, orders below 120 ADA pay no front-end fees. Milk holders also enjoy discounted front-end fees. On March 9, World Mobile announced that they are working with a second Aerostat partner, Atlas LTA Advanced Technology. Each Aerostat will deliver coverage of up to 75 kilometers. These Aerostats will help the mission to connect the unconnected. Their video release reads, starting in Zanzibar in Q3 this year, the Atlas Aerostats will help bring nearly 100% connectivity to the islands. Following Zanzibar, we plan to launch in mainland Tanzania and Kenya, followed by a rollout across Africa and the world. Each Aerostat will connect over 100,000 subscribers, each with its own blockchain wallet on World Mobile. Earlier in December, another Aerostat provider, Alta Aeros, announced their partnership with World Mobile. On the 14th of March, Cardano Ecosystem Cloud Conference 2022 was held online, where World Mobile head of token Vann was guest speaker along with other Cardano project leaders. The conference was jointly organized by IOHK, World Mobile, and Dream Labs and was held in Chinese and English. Zach introduced World Mobile and talked about how World Mobile token will connect blockchain to real-life telecoms and benefit its users. To access the recording, please click the link in the description below. Zach also had an AMA this month. Last March 16, AstroSwap held a voice AMA via Telegram. Zach talked about competition, security, the different types of nodes, and the vault. Token farms and pools were available in AstroSwap shortly after. In the app, users are able to stake ADA WMT LP tokens to earn Astro. They can also earn WMTs by staking Astro. Visit exchange.astroswap.app to see the different farms and pools available on AstroSwap. We also saw the AstroSwap collaboration in the press. AstroSwap and World Mobile joined forces to further connect billions of people in Africa and beyond. The AstroSwap DEX is built for the Cardano blockchain, but works through a Layer 2 solution using the EVM-compatible Velas blockchain. Additionally, users are able to bridge Cardano native tokens between Cardano and Velas via swaps, which is a cross-chain DeFi app that is able to link EVM and non-EVM tokens. It locks liquidity on one side and mints tokens on the other, thus allowing LP farming in the AstroSwap liquidity pools. WMT is currently tradable in the following dexes: MuesliSwap, MintSwap, SundaySwap, and AstroSwap, and in the following sexes: KuCoin, MEXC, ZB.com, Bitmart, and Bitrue. Speaking of Bitrue, the centralized exchange offered a 7-day yield farming pool last March 16. This gave an opportunity for users to earn WMTs for APYs as high as 20%. Visit the yield farming page on bitrue.com to stay updated on their available offerings. World Mobile Token enters a technical collaboration with ChainLink. ChainLink is a decentralized Oracle network and is by far the most ubiquitous name in the Oracle space. The collaboration will include integration of ChainLink price feeds on Polygon to help ensure accurate pricing for mobile payments, and integration of ChainLink verifiable random function for the randomness factor in Earth node selection. World Mobile is also actively exploring the opportunity of becoming a data provider on the ChainLink network. On March 28, ErgoDEX and World Mobile Token announced their collaboration. The short announcement from ErgoDEX states, "Once we are on the Cardano testnet, you will be able to get test tokens, and the first ones available will be from World Mobile Token." Forbes published a feature article on World Mobile last April 1. This feature is the longest and most detailed so far by a major publication, which even mentions the token and goes on to describe the sharing economy, as well as the 3 different types of nodes. A link to this article can be found in the description below. On April 4, World Mobile Token announced their bridging collaboration with Multichain.org. Multichain was born to service the clear needs of different and diverse blockchains to communicate with each other. The solutions developed by Multichain allow almost all blockchains to interoperate. There are currently 41 supported chains as listed on their website. This means WMT can be in any one or several of these chains at some point, so watch out for more updates. In case you missed it, in the last week of February, World Mobile announced that they have become an official member of GSMA, a global organization of mobile network providers. GSMA is the provider of some of the largest platforms for the mobile industry, including Mobile World Congress Barcelona, MWC Shanghai, MWC Americas, and the Mobile 360 series conferences. World Mobile's GSMA membership gives access to wider networking and marketing opportunities. This also gives better access to managed services, including GSMA Intelligence, the industry's leading data and analysis resource used not just by members but also governments and regulators, software vendors, equipment manufacturers, and consultancy firms. Lastly, World Mobile CTO Antonio Hernandez had a very jam-packed AMA hosted by Mickey Watkins last April 8. The AMA lasted 2 hours and covered over 60 questions. In the AMA, it was confirmed that NFTs will be used to represent the right to operate an Earth node. The operator will have to send their 100,000 WMTs as a pledge, which will be locked. Antonio also talked about plans for an Earth node auction for the first time. This will include cancelled node reservations and is expected to fetch a minimum of 100,000 WMTs per Earth node. There were several other very interesting topics discussed, such as user count updates, plans around Cardano's Hydra solution, a WMT scan website, soft plans for a WMT wallet, and long-term expansion plans via franchise, among many others. You may check out the AMA video directly, or if you'd like to unpack and comb out all the new info, the Telegram and Discord channels are also great venues to do so. Links are again in the description below. Some reminders: early staking phase 2 is still ongoing. The last snapshot was taken on April 9, and the next snapshot will be on May 9th at 11 a.m. UTC. Go to worldmobiletoken.com to stake and check out this video to know more about how to earn early rewards, the program duration, and how much rewards to expect until the scheme ends. Thanks for being with me today. Please subscribe to this channel for more World Mobile updates or follow us on Twitter, Insta, Telegram, or Discord to get fresher and more bite-sized news. See you next time!